What's up, everybody? It's CMP with Craftmaster Productions and Studio1Tutorials.com. Don't forget to stop by Studio One Tutorials, pick up your premium membership. It is 50 cents a day. Today we're going to be looking at my new favorite plugin. It's not a new plugin. It's not a plugin I just bought. Shout outs to BK Bangers for bringing this to my attention. So what plugin I'm talking about, let's just let me just show you. This is called Panman. It is from Soundtoys, and what it is, it's an auto panner. Now if you guys don't have the Soundtoys bundle, if that's not something that you picked up on Black Friday, something that is comparable to this plugin, and I believe it's free, and it had been free for a long time, but if you check it out, where are you? Let me see here. Let me find you. I know it's here, bro. Hold on. Right here. Yes, Pancake 2 is completely free. This is a similar type of plugin in that it'll, it's an auto panning device that is LFO based. So just like how you see here, this curve from left to right, it'll pan it to left to right. So you guys can definitely use this technique if you go to Cable Guys and download Pancake. So I was on a stream, and BK Bangers, I was putting my percussion together, and BK Bangers was like, yo, throw Panman on it. And he was going through some of the some of the settings that that he liked and everything. So when this first starts out, you won't see this menu right here. You have to click in and select rhythm step. That's what I use. And basically what I'm doing here is in a lot of my drums, I'll typically have maybe like four types of hi-hats going. A straight hat, then I'll have a track that's a different pitch that I'm doing rolls on, and that I'll have a like an acoustic sampled hi-hat, or a real hi-hat kind of doing quarter notes in the background, and then maybe I'll have an open hi-hat. So let me show you guys without the insert. Let's turn Panman off here, and let's just listen to the drum pattern without it. Now, if we pay specific attention to just the top loop, it's a cool pattern, but it's a lot of those sounds occupy the same frequency, and in order to get them, when you're trying to do a nice beat mix, typically what I would do is I would hard pan all these. And what creates space in a mix is panning, right? So there's only a certain amount of you can't make anything wider than the stereo field, but the way that you create a wide perception in the stereo field is by separating sounds, panning stuff hard left, hard right, and that will psychoacoustically, that will give you a wider perception of sound. Automatic pan devices and automations will put that process on steroids. So now when we add Panman into it and we listen to the top loops, we get this. So now instead of this background hat, just the one that's hitting on the quarter notes, that's going instead of it being a straightforward pattern just kind of spamming you, it's dancing left to right in your, in your headphones. And when you have that type of energy going back and forth, it's going to make your head move. This is pretty much the science of the head nod. And then when you add it to your rolls, if you pay attention to the rolls now, it adds that air of unpredictability, and you just kind of mess around with these settings, and they'll do different things. What I like about it is it gives you this visual representation of what's going on, so that makes it faster to use, rather than having to listen to maybe 3 repetitions or 4 repetitions of the sound. You can just kind of look at it, see, match it up with the timing, and now when you play these all together, you have a much more live and wider drum sound. And if you were to, if you were just, if you were just a sicko, and you and you wanted to really exaggerate this feature, you could go to something, like Neutron, and take out their. Let's see here. I don't need this module. Oh, do they not have this module? I'm sorry. I am messing up my isotope plugin box. But if you were to go to your ozone package and get the imager, they have a multi-band imager, so you could go, and your hi-hat energy is typically 7-8K to 20, so you could just grab that high and just play with the bandwidth. And in the headphones, that's gonna be super exciting, super wide, which is just gonna add that much more excitement, especially with the beats that we're making now, where it's just pretty much, it's pretty much the hi-hats dictating everything and the movement in the track, and you're just putting simple melodies and simple pads behind it. You really want to shine on your drum mixing, on your drum movement, and on your panning. So this is CMP with Craftmaster Production Studio on tutorials.com. You guys keep it simple, but do not be basic, and we will see you on the next one.